1 2 1 2. Right. Good evening, everybody. We are going to get the show started. Just want to introduce myself. I'm Diane Thomas, the host for this evening, and I'll tell you a little bit more about what I've been doing to kind of end up here today. But I just want to introduce right now the founders of OMG, which is Outreach Music Group, who are going to tell you all about what they do, why we're actually here at this event today. So I'd like to introduce Mark Stevenson and Georgia Betts. Give them a round of applause.
Everybody all right? Yeah? It's a bit warm in there, isn't it? I see a big fan. Maybe we can turn this on. We'll turn that on in a little bit. Right, hi. My name's Mark Stevenson.
And I'm Georgia Betts.
Together we are the founders of Outreach Music Group. We're a non-profit community organisation that has been running since 2017, working under the ethos of creative empowerment through the medium of music and arts. And for the past 6 years, we've been running various courses and workshops throughout the county. We specialise in working with those who've experienced severe and enduring mental health issues and long-term unemployment. These courses have remained open and free at the point of access and are actually open to all who share the vision of OMG. We love to showcase the hard work and talent of those who join our courses through events and showcases such as this one tonight.
You may have come along to our previous event this year at the Standard in February, and tonight promises to be no less stunning than that one was back then. Tonight we are going to bring you the creme de la creme of Windrush-themed spoken word, monologues, drama and music. They've been created and curated by a collective of like-minded individuals wanting to raise and celebrate the Windrush generation on this platform. In the lead up to this event, Diane Thomas, our wonderful compere for the evening, woo! Woo! She's hosted an 8-week Windrush-specific focused writing course alongside some of the participants from our Words Unheard spoken creative writing course, which was our 8th run of that group, by the way. 8th? Mad. Which is run by myself. So everyone here has put in a lot of work and effort to bring what they have to show you tonight. We hope you're going to be generous with your support and encouragement. And for now, myself and Mark are going to hand back over to the wonderful Diane to support you through the evening. So thanks, guys. Have a wonderful night.
Okay, so as they've said, that I've worked with 2 groups actually to do with the Windrush. One was the first group was the retired Caribbean nurses of Bedford. Give them a round of applause. And so they will actually be performing tonight. But it was really close to my heart because my mum and aunties who have passed on were also nurses as well and came in the Windrush generation. So that was really close to my heart, working with those beautiful ladies who you'll see in a moment. And that was in conjunction with Pauline Stepney, who will tell you a little bit more about herself and the project that they had to do with that, and us joining up together. And then, as I said, the 8-week project as well that we held here went really well. We had a real nice mixture of people, and it wasn't just what really warmed my heart. It wasn't just, black people that wanted to kind of get involved in this. It was people from all over. So it was really mixed, which you'll see tonight, which I've, really loved, and I enjoyed doing the work with everybody. So first of all, I'm going to kick off with our cameraman, no less. So Sydney, if you would like to come up and perform your poem for us, can we give him a round of applause of encouragement, especially being the first one up. Well done, Sydney.
I appear out of nowhere. Good evening, guys. This poem is called Unrequited. I think the meaning of unrequited, as we know, it means to give love and not get love back, which I feel is what has happened through the generations. So this poem is set on that sort of feeling. So on the ship that sailed the sea, a beacon of hope, the Windrush we see. From Caribbean shores, dreams in their eyes, seeking a new land under distant skies. Men and women, bold and strong, embarked on a journey from where they belong, leaving behind their tropical home to build a future not theirs alone. In Tilbury's embrace, they found their place, a land promising a different pace, but the biting winds whispered a bitter truth. Not all would welcome these brave ones, forsooth. The Windrush generation, pioneers of change, bringing culture, music, colors so strange. In streets and workplaces, they made their mark with resilience and courage, lighting a spark. Yet discrimination cast its shadow long, challenging the melodies of their song. Unjust barriers and biased slurs, a struggle to belong, their spirits in a blur. But undeterred, they forged ahead. With strength and resilience, they spread. From nurses to teachers, artists, and more, they built communities strong to the core. Generations born, heritage passed down, their stories woven in this vibrant town. The Windrush legacy, a tapestry of pride, their resilience and spirit cannot be denied. So let us remember their trials and joys, the Windrush generation, our heroes and toys. In their struggles, we find our voice, a united melody, a harmonious choice. For the Windrush sails in our hearts today, a symbol of resilience that wouldn't sway. In the tapestry of Britain, their threads endure, the Windrush generation, forever pure.
Thank you, Sydney. So brave as well to go first, though. Thank you, appreciate that. You set it off for us nicely, Sydney. For those that might not know about what Windrush is, it was actually the fact that black people from the Caribbean were called, and particularly a lot from Jamaica initially, but were called by the UK government to actually come to help rebuild Britain after the war. And they were actually asked to come to the country, you know, to rebuild. And it started the same time as the NHS, so both 75 years ago. And so a lot of the Caribbean people came to work for the NHS, the underground, buses, you know, all the services that were in need of building. So part of it, you'll hear from some of the poetry is kind of the reception people got, how they've been treated, and how things are today. So you'll kind of see a journey, but it kind of looks at that journey and leading up to the scandal of recent times about people being, you know, wanting to be sent back because of not having documents. But also, you know, you'll hear a little bit about that through the poetry as well that's coming up. Just want to say that I also, before we started the Windrush project, I did some work in Luton with the creative writing group that we had in Luton as well. And we've got a representative here today who I'm going to call up now. So I'm going to call up Natalie, who is going to read one of the group poems that came out of the Luton project that we did. So Natalie, if you'd like to come up. Thank you.
Leaving family behind for the unknown, making new beginnings and sailing to new horizons with rainbows ahead. Hair done, my best clothes, smartest hat and posh dress. We are movers and shakers, brave and bold. The streets are paved with gold. Many shades of colours, curiosities. False illusions, no colours from home but dark gloomy skies. No Irish, no blacks, no dogs. Discovery of not all doors opening. Do you eat cat food? Can you show me your tail? Standing strong against the hate. I never thought it could be so sad and cold.
Thank you, Natalie. Brilliant. Okay. And so how we did that was that everybody wrote a sentence for all of the group poems you'll hear tonight. Everyone wrote a sentence, and then we looked at how we could piece them together, and that was a culmination of one of them. So it's sort of really interesting how it all kind of came together. Okay. The next poem that we're going to have is someone that, you know, worked closely with, love her, and I'm going to call her up, one of our beautiful retired nurses, Jackie, if you'd like to come up. Around. No.
Hi, everybody. My poem is from my side and how I was brought up. My parents were from Jamaica, by the way, but I did it from my perspective. Right, the poem's called Keep Pushing Through. Okay. Going to school and in the class, putting my hand up to answer the questions, no recognition, ignored. Keep pushing through. Left school with my O-levels, went to get a part-time job, no vacancies for me, but my friend, who was white, got the job. Keep pushing through. Went into a shop to buy some items for my auntie. The white ladies came in, got served before me, even though I was there. Next one came in. I thought, this isn't right. Went back to my auntie's house to let her know. Auntie went into that shop and gave the owner a few chosen words. Keep pushing through. Telephone calls at home from the National Front, telling us to go back where we came from. Bricks will be thrown through your windows, he said. Keep pushing through. Hang on. Applied to do my nurse training. No response from some of the letters. Others stated no vacancies. Keep pushing through. Started training, which takes 3 years, and at the end of this training told there are no vacancies for me at that hospital. Keep pushing through. Qualified, got a post at said hospital, but my duty changed with no discussion with me. I had planned to go away that weekend, so took time off as it was rostered and met with the boss when I got back. Told that I should not have done what I did, so told that boss that no one had the decency to ask me first before changing my shift, and that was not acceptable or professional. Keep pushing through. Called names and attacked in work by patients, told to go back where I came from, England. No response from management. Keep pushing through. Now on my retirement, my time's my own, to come and go and do as I please. Thank you.
Up to the time.
Thank you, Jackie. Yeah. I love that, seeing that kind of introspective of your life there, so thank you for sharing that with us. Okay, the next one up is a young man. I'm going to call him a young man, even though he says he's not, but that I've done some drama work with as well. So, Nduma, if you would like to come up and share your poem, please.
This is a poem called Windrush Life. Oh, how to be a Windrush child. Would this be not so good, or would this be wild? I come from Jamaica. What it is to be British, I hardly know. What I do know it was warm and sunny back in the Caribbean. Here it is not so. Cold and miserable the weather is. Will I tire and eventually flee my new home, or will I stay and endure?
Thank you. Okay. Also, the next young lady who I'm going to call up has been in a drama project with me. I'm going to call up Michelle, who's doing a group poem that they put together. Round of applause for Michelle, please.
Hello. This is a group poem by Naduma, me, Val, Georgina, Vicky, Abdul, Diane and Mark. Deportation still raises its head, because as they say, the more things change, the more that they stay the same. Hopefully in the future we will be happy. We paved the way for you. Your road ahead is not paved with gold, but with fears and blood. Educating new generations and understanding the struggles, achieving and being the best they can be. Wow, my pickney done good. Third generation, Windrush now Prime Minister. More Irish, more blacks and more dogs.
Up to the time, up to the time.
Thank you, Michelle. Nice one. Yep, I love that twist on the no Irish, no blacks, no dogs. So yes, thank you. Okay, next up we're going to have the founder of OMG, one of the founders, Mark.
Yeah, man. Sound man, give me another sound effect, man.
Up to the time.
What do you mean? Up to the time. All right. Any music people in there? People like music? Of course you do. Okay. So I decided to write a poem, and a poem a little bit outside the box, not really talking about nurses. No disrespect nurses or bus drivers or all them great people. This is about the sound system culture. So a lot of you lot might know me through this, but you might know me as a DJ. I've been DJing since 1985. I know I don't look that old, but I have. Right? So this poem is about the first sound man to come to England and build a sound. So you have to remember, prior to this, if you went to a club, you'd have to, sit down in your fineries and there'll be a band playing, and that would be the club. It wasn't people like coming and playing records or like DJs, what you see now. So this guy kind of sell it all off. The poem is called Run the Rhythm, Duke Vin, King of the Sound System. Shoeshine Vin in my name, pan Tom Wang sound me find no fame. Me can't make a mickle or even a muckle, so me decide for starway with me good spar suckle. 1954 me reach England, next stop the capital. Music had a mission and plan when me reach London. From Shabeen, basement and town hall, me ram them all, my sound run dance all. Next thing, petrol bomb, stiletto knife and bicycle chain. Purple heart teddy boys out of them brain. But me and the man them, we not afraid. Remember downtown Kingston we raise. From Ladbroke Grove Frontline to Carnaby Street, Ghetto and West End, I move to the beat. Without Shine True Vinny starting his thing, the UK would be void of any rhythm.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you.
Up to the time, up to the time, up to the time.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to move out of the way because we're going to need... no. I'm jumping the gun here. Okay, so next person I would like to call up, she's really a valuable member of OMG and supporting and like volunteering, giving her time and effort. And she actually put these programs together. And it's just been, just a great help. So I would like to call up Rose to the stage.
Hello, everybody. Ooh. So this is where you've been keeping the air. Thank you. It's baking back there, so thank you for bearing with us. I call this The Journey. All aboard HMT Empire Windrush. German-made, but masquerading as a prized jewel in the crown. We too hold the prize of a new life in our sights. Ascending into the liner provokes trepidation, and fear causes moisture to mingle across my brow. Will I be safe? Will I survive? What waits for me? Who waits for me? Thoughts race across my mind, and heart beating double time with each step into the liner. Diesel fumes fill my lungs, and as I choke, I realize my fate is sealed. We're moving. Loneliness floods my being, lapping across every inch of flesh with an unrelenting ferocity like that of the ocean. Spiraling thoughts speed across my conscious, heart beating faster still. A distant whisper, mutter, and then shout of my name pulls me from my stupor. I look up and find familiar faces weaving through the crowd. They beckon to me, and fear evaporates, and syncopated calypso rhythms replace the beat of my heart. The days pass painfully slowly, and I begin to notice the smallest changes about my person. I've come to acknowledge my pores contract and retract in sync with the weather. The ocean waves lap and crash against the liner in a soothing, calming cadence which passes the time. I'm tired of waiting, of the heady diesel tang and constant balancing act performed in every step. The days roll on until I spot Tilbury docks. Gradually, the engines slow, and forward momentum is ceased. One more agonizing day until we disembark. I find myself plunged into a new chapter, lodgings at Clapham Deep Shelter, and jotting down directions to the employment exchange at Brixton. But not today. I go tomorrow, once I've found my feet.
Up to the time.
Thank you, Rose.
Up to the
Thank you,
time.
thank you, thank
Up to
you.
the time.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh. Thanks, Rose. Brilliant volunteer. Next up, we're actually going to have another amazing one of our retired Caribbean nurses. Cynthia, if you would like to come up. Give her a round of applause. No. Take a seat. But before I hand over to Cynthia, I just want to say that when I was working with the retired nurses, it was really great to see like the dedication. Sorry, I'm in the way here. The dedication and the hard work, especially from the struggles that they went through. And Cynthia's actually going to tell us about her journey here. So it's a bit of a monologue of her life, but she's going to tell us about, kind of a bit about what she went through and her experience. But Cynthia is such an amazing force and spirit. And, as I said, it was great working with the nurses. And I think that's about it. You ready? So, okay. Cynthia, over to you when you're ready.
All right. Well, I've been given 2 minutes to tell you something about me. Okay, my name is Cynthia Stewart, and I've come from a place in the Caribbean called Belize. It used to be called British Honduras, and we thought we were really important because we are twice the size of Jamaica. And we've got just under 1 million population. All right, I was born and bred and educated in Belize. I am the third of Gladys and Harold Stewart's 7 children. My mother was a school teacher and my father worked in the prison service. So you had to learn how to behave from very early. When I finished my A-levels, I didn't know what I wanted to do. But as we talked about it, it turned out that I wanted to be a nurse. And my parents paid for me to come to Great Britain. When I came, you had to apply. You applied at different hospitals, and then you chose which hospital you think you would like to go. And I chose one that was called the Royal South Hants Hospital in Southampton. And it sounded all right, fine. Mm-hmm. Then, as time was going by, you're getting ready. And I remember the day when my mother just said to me, Cynthia, you and I are going to town. So that means special. It means you're going to go out with your mother and something great is going to happen up there. My mother went to her bank, the Royal Bank of Canada, it was called. Very important. And she went to the teller, and she had her bag, and she talked quietly. And that, when you're my era, you know that means you, the child, must step back. You don't look up your parents' mouth to see what they're saying and listening. And you definitely don't butt in. But the way where I stood, I could see my mother getting a lot of money. She took out her little bank book and lots of money. I don't know how much. It might have only been $100, but it was a lot. Because in those days, I knew that a pound of rice cost 15 cents. A pound of brown sugar cost 8 cents. A pound of white sugar cost 10 cents. And please don't talk about buying a tin of margarine because you can't afford it. So I remember thinking, wow, this is something. And when she got that money out, she went straight across the street where to buy the plane ticket, because I was going to fly to Great Britain. But before I left, I had to be screened. I was interviewed by the expatriate matron and the 2 assistant matrons. I then had to have my immunization. We had a little book, a tiny little book, with all the vaccinations you've ever had. I had to have a complete medical. Everything was done. And all that information was forwarded to the Royal Southampton Hospital in England. So I was set. Had my ticket. Tickets came in a special way. I like to tell people about the tickets. The tickets came like a bank book, several little pages, and every stage of that journey that you make, a page was torn out until you had the stubs left. Now I know that the Royal Southampton asked for me to have a return ticket. I had to go. I was going to England, and I supposed Southampton was not going to keep me there eating their fish and chips if things didn't work out. So I had to have a return ticket. So all set. Okay, lots of things. But then the day that I was going, in those days, when you were going away, it was a big thing. If you were going to the States, it's a big thing. You're going to England, whoa, wow, it's even bigger. And it was going to be one of those days. People come to see you off. Friends, relatives, school friends, girl guides, church people, interfering people, all these, they're coming to see you off. And I remember that day, people, milling around, and because I was going. And my mother was always a sensible person. Anytime you had people in the house and they started to get sad, you must remember us here, and she would cut them off. Nobody was going to upset me. So that was that. All right, off we went to the airport. And we were all there, and it was time. 2 planes left today, one in the morning and one in the afternoon. So I was on the afternoon 2 p.m. flight out of Belize on Saturday, the 12th of May, 1965. 19 years old. Had never been anywhere, only Girl Guides camping. And Girl Guides camping, you camped in the school, right? And that was your camping. But I was ready. And I remember being dressed. I was dressed like a Christmas turkey. I had on what you should have on to go because this was going to be something important. The people in charge of the airport, because they knew my mother and they knew my father, they said, you come and you stand. And they put them in a part of the tarmac. Our flights, you walked on the tarmac to get to the aeroplane. And so they put them in a little corner, you stand here, and then you'll be able to see her and all that. And then they started calling the names, calling out. And then finally, you know that call that they give you, the final call. And I started heading towards the plane. And I remember my mother stepped out, 2 steps, hold me and hug me, tight, 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 and whispered, just walk straight up to the plane, don't look back. And I thought, okay, Mom, right, fine, give a little quick look, yeah, fine. So off I went and got up to the top of the plane, and just at the door, I wanted to look, but I was scared. I turned into a pillar of salt, but I still had a little look, and I could see them there, and I went through the door, and the airline hostess just said, sit down wherever you want. Sit down wherever you want. And I thought, okay. And I worked it out which side of the plane I'm going to be, because I knew the plane went one way and then came back the next way so that I could see my people. And there I was, no tears. I got into this plane, and this plane was going off. I saw my relatives. My father had on his dark shades. He didn't say much when I walked away, and that was that. And I was going to go via America, and then I was going to catch the famous BOAC plane to come to England. I was coming on BOAC. So did that bit quite well, no problems. Confident, because I had everything written out, and people would take care of you, and you do that, and that was fine. And then when I got to the BOAC plane, I then realized, what the hell of a size plane. Wow, and you had your ticket for your seating. None of this, sit down where you want. Okay? So that was that. And we came. And then I arrived in England, famous England. England, came out of the plane with my finery on, and I was dressed, like I said, I was dressed to kill, man. And you got outside and you started to shake. It's May, and you're cold. Part of your body that you didn't know could be cold was cold. But then they put us in the to get us. They got us to the place where they were going to make sure that your relatives came and found you. I was being met by somebody from British Council, and they were going to put me on my next journey, going on to Southampton. Okay, so that bit happened, and then I was put on this train, and I thought, from Belize, I thought Southampton would probably be maybe 15 minutes from London. Maybe I could even walk from Southampton, if I wanted to come up to London sometime. And then got there, and fine, I knew where I was going to get off. It's a fast train. The first stop will be Southampton. No problem with that. So 4 hours later, when the fast train arrived in Southampton, I got off, and I was rescued by a taxi driver. And you know how taxi drivers size you up. Nice, kind man, very kind face. And he asked me where I was going. The Royal Southampton Hospital. And okay, fine. And he sat there driving and looking at me and I'm looking at him to make sure he knows that I'm looking at him. And he took me to Southampton, the hospital, and we went. This hospital was big. When you're from Belize, anything is big. And that hospital was big. It had the stairs going 2 ways up to the hospital. And wow. And he took me up, carried my grip. I had the grip, and went in, and the lady at the desk, I went up and I said, my name is Patience Stewart. And she bellowed, "You're a patient?" And I said, "No, that's my name." And the taxi driver took pity on me, and he came up and he said, no, she's coming to become a nurse. She's going to, oh, right. And to this day, I don't know how she summoned the home sister to come. She must have touched something because I didn't see her phone. And this nice, pleasant woman came. Miss Mitford came out. "Oh, Miss Stewart, we're waiting for you," and everything. "You're fine." I thought, this is all right. She's okay. She's going to treat me well. And I like to tell people about this because I was always fascinated by hats that nurses wore. And she had a killer hat, man. She wore a killer hat. And I was really taken by that. And she said, "What I'm going to do, I'm going to ask the porters, take your things over, and then I'm going to take you, and then we're going to come back, and then we're going to have something to eat, and everything is going to be fine." And I thought, yeah, this sounds all right, fine. And she walked with me and was talking. What was the flight like? "I bet it's cold for you." "Yes, ma'am. Yeah, very cold." "Right." And next minute, we got to the nurse's home. And room 45. Room 45 was my room. Beautiful room. And when she threw open the door, my 2 suitcases were in the room. And I thought, how did she get that there? And I thought, you got to watch these people, you know. They talk to you, and then they take away your things. So yes, my suitcases were there. And she said, "I'm going to leave you for a few minutes so that you can freshen up, and then I'll come back and then take you down to lunch." And I said, fine. And I could hear her footsteps, as she went. And I listened I couldn't hear her footsteps anymore. And I opened the one window, and I looked out of the window on the street, and there wasn't a soul on the street. Not even a dog was on the street. So I thought, my suitcase here, me one. And people, I put my head on the windowsill. And I bawled. I didn't cry. A bawl, like somebody had told me my parents had died. I bawled. No, it's not. I bawled so much. And then I could hear this lady, the footsteps coming back. So, right. And straighten up myself. And she came back and she said, "All right." And you could see she must have thought, this girl has been crying. And I thought, yeah? Mm-hmm. She said, "Okay, we're going down to the dining room because I'm sure you're hungry." "Yes, I am. Yes, I'm hungry." "Yes, yeah, fine." And we went back another direction. We went another way, and we got to the dining room. And dining room is empty because it was after lunchtime for the nurses. So that's why I saw nobody. And then she said to this domestic, "Ina, what are we having today? Are we having something nice? What are we having today? This is Miss Stewart, and she's coming to do nursing." And I thought, woman, I'm hungry, right? And then, to my amazement, Lena said, "Yes, Miss Mitford, we have something nice. We have toured in the hall." And I looked at the two of them and I said, "Awara? I am from Belize, third world country, one of 7 children, and nobody ever give me toad." So immediately I was full. And I sat there, and the big tears didn't roll down my cheek, tears run down my face. And she said, "Oh," I said, "I'm not hungry." And poor Miss Mitford, you could see she now looked scared. I've got a woman who's just come off a train, and she's telling me she's not hungry. So between she and Lena, they made me an omelette. What about an omelette? And I thought I could try that, providing it's not made out of alligator eggs. And that was that. I had my toad. I looked, what was she eating? And I looked in her plate, and she had like sausages and potatoes and things. And I thought, but these people can't even talk. That's not toad. But I had my omelette, and I was satisfied. And then after that, things generally got better. And I thought, I'm going to stay. I'm going to stay and do this nurse training. And I stayed, my friends, and I gave them back 45 years of my life. I gave the profession. And then, in addition to that, you do other things. And I was the magistrate for 29 years. So I paid them back. And I'm saying to anybody from Windrush, you come and send me home. We will have words. And that's what I want to tell you for now.
Up to the top, up to the time, up to the top.
Cynthia, that was amazing to share your kind of part of your life story and your life journey. So thank you so much for that. Appreciate that. Okay. Okay, next up we are going to have Vicky up with a poem. She's also from the group, the Windrush Creative Writing Group. Round of applause for Vicky.
Up to the time, 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 up to the time.
Good evening, everyone. This is my contribution to the group. This is not my story to tell, but I could imagine there are many Windrush individuals who have received the knock from the authorities. 65 years of age, 4 children, 2 homes, worked for the same company for 45 years. A day I will never forget. Didn't recognize the knock. Never in trouble with the law. Question after question. Do you have the right to be here? Here where was my question? In this house? My home? So confused. Yes, sir. I took out my grip, showed them papers, pay slips, mortgage payments, yet not enough. Handcuffed, taken to deportation center, no warning whatsoever. My Lord, my God, never imagined life would come to this. When I did get the invitation, the call-in, come rebuild Britain, make Britain great again. Now the work is done. You're telling me my face no longer fits? Ukrainians, Europeans, come one, come all. Yet the chant of this country, we are not intentionally racist.
Up to the time, up to the time.
Thank you, Vicky. Thank you.
Up to the time, up to the time, up
Yep.
to the time.
As you can hear, we're looking at all aspects of the whole Windrush journey. Okay, next up, I would like to welcome someone that attends the Bedford Beacon and the Words Unheard sessions with Georgia. And he's going to read a group poem that was derived from the setting here. Mark Kay, if you would like to come up. Give him a round of applause.
Thank you. This is a group poem written by Val, Enduma, Michelle, Jen, Vicky and Lauren. You called upon me and I came, but you used me in vain. How happy can you be when you're being discriminated against? Lack of housing for us, pure racism, trust, poor pay or no work today, injustice, holding we the invited people to your homeland, discrimination of a nation, injustice. Why did they lie to us?
Thanks, Mark. Thank you. Right, that's all the poetry for the first half. Now we're going to have a couple of vocal interludes. And the first one up for that is someone called Triple X, who's done a lot of work with OMG. So if you would like to come up.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's good to be here with you. I'm actually going to sing a song, and it's called. It's about trying to find myself. Actually, so trying to find myself within a lost self. I've been trying to find myself for such a long time that I just didn't know who I am. I feel quite lost because everything has been stolen away from me. That's how I saw it anyway. Throughout history, my ancestors or whatever has been stripped of themselves. And I wrote this song. It's about trying to find myself. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. One, two, three, four. Testing. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Apologies. I think we've got a little technical hitch at the moment.
Yeah. Shall I tell a joke or whatever?
Yeah. Do a dance. Tap dance.
Yeah, the stage is too small for that. Yeah. I usually dance as well in my routine, but it's just too small. I can't move about. Okay.
Rewind.
Yeah. Religion, give me humanity. I want to be free to be me. Religion, give me back my identity. I want to be free to be me. No, this is wrong. Give me back my religion. Give me back my identity. I want to be free to be me. Give me back my religion. Give me back my identity. I want to be free to be me. Each and every day is like a rainy day, and so I have to say that they will have to pay, 'cause I don't know whether I'm coming, I don't know whether I'm going. I need to know who I am to be free. So give me back my religion. Give me back my identity. I want to be free to be me. Oh, give me back my religion. Give me back my identity. I want to be free to be me. My mind replaced with their ideology, and now I'm trying to find trying to find my identity. I am so confused. I am being used. They took away my mind, replaced with their ideology, and now I'm trying to find my identity. I am so confused. I am not amused. Give me back my religion. Give me back my identity. I'm gonna be free to be me. Yeah. Give me back my religion. Give me back my identity. I'm gonna be free to be me. Oh, give me back my religion. Give me back my identity. I'm gonna be free to be me. Give me back my religion. Give me back my identity. I'm gonna be free to be me. Give me back my free to be me. I'm gonna be free to be me. Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Triple X. Thank you. Next up, we're going to have another song. This is actually from a very close friend of mine who's going to sing. Beautiful voice. And the song that she's going to sing was like, it's not someone from the Windrush generation, but our parents love to kind of listen to this type of music and this, the person that she's, who she's going to sing. So I'll leave Raina to introduce herself and the song. Raina, would you like to come up? Give her a round of applause.
And thank you very much, Diane. Hello, everyone. So I think I'm the last act for this portion of the events. I want you guys, if you know this song, and I think everybody knows it, I want you to be snapping with me. I'm going to do an a cappella because there were some technical difficulties, but we're going to rise above it. So a little bit about me. My name is Raina Lauren, if you can hear my accent. I've been here for, it'll be 26 years next month, but I'm from the States. So the song I'm going to sing is My Baby Just Cares for Me. And when Mark asked me to do this, it's my birthday weekend. I was planning on being well hungover today. But I couldn't say no because I owe so much being a black woman walking on British soil to the people of the Windrush generation, because without them, I wouldn't even be able to freely walk, and it wouldn't even be the same. So I'm just, I'm so proud, I'm in awe, and I'm indebted to the people who came all the way over here and sacrificed. So My Baby Just Cares for Me, Nina Simone. Here we go. Boo, 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 da, boo, 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 boo. My baby don't care for shows. My baby don't care for clothes. My baby just cares for me. My baby don't care for cars and the races. My baby don't care for high-tone places. Liz Taylor is not his style. And even Lana Turner's smile is something he can't see. My baby don't care who knows it. My baby just cares for me. Gotta do a little interlude. Boo, ba da da da, ba ba da da, ba ba da 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 da, boo ba da boo da boo da, ba ba da ba da boo boo da boo, boo boo da boo doo boo doo boo doo, do 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 da do do. My baby don't care for shows. He don't even care for clothes. He cares for me. My baby don't care for cars and races. Baby don't care for. He don't care for high-tone places. Liz Taylor is not his style. And even Liberace smile. Is something he can't see. Is something he can't see. I wonder what's wrong with baby. My baby just cares for. Oh, my baby just cares for. My baby just cares for me. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, so we are at the end of the first half. I would just like to say, oh, lovely air conditioning now. Okay. So I'd just like to say that thank you so far to everyone that's gone ahead. We are, because of all the work that we've been doing, trying to support a lot of people, and we've got a lot of volunteers that work with OMG, we are actually looking for donations so that we can keep doing things like this and keep it going, because, you know, it's a free event, we've got free nibbles and that for you, and we're trying to support and help the community. That's what it's all about, for all of those that kind of need to kind of do things like this and express themselves. And I'm sure so far you've been enjoying the event, right? Give me a clap if you have. Yeah? Good, okay. So right at the back, we've got Arlene, who's keeping good care of the food. And I think, did she do some of the catering too? Yes, so thank you, Arlene Stevenson, for the catering back there. Whoop, whoop. So she has a little money box back there. So if you're able to give donations, please do so to help us keep going with this work, because a lot of people are doing some of the work for free and volunteering. So we need support to kind of keep this stuff going. Oh yes, Marcus just reminded me, we're up with modern technology. There's also a card reader. So if you So, you can donate in any form, because I'm sure you're going to say, I ain't got no change. So, card reader is there as well. So, as I said, there is nibbles at the back. The bar is there. Please take how long did you want to break for? 20 minutes? About half an hour. So, Mark will be playing some tunes for us. It was you. Sneaky there. Some tunes will be playing. So just enjoy the vibe, connect with people, network, talk to people, especially people like Cynthia, Jackie, who are, big forces in the community. Take a break, get some nibbles, and enjoy the tunes.